Welcome back to Against My Better Judgment, the podcast where two friends,
I'm Tamara Golden.
and I'm Dannelle Whiteside, tell the truth, share the lessons, and laugh about the moments that we knew better but did it anyway. Each week, we share real stories about our lives, about the times that life surprised us, stretched us, or just straight up humbled us, and the lessons that we learned along the way.
And this season is titled How I Learned. We go through how we learn various life lessons and how to even navigate the workplace.
Yep, and today we're going to talk about how we learn the importance of New Year's resolutions.
Oh my.
Yes.
So, before we get to it, Dannelle, how was your week?
It was a good week. My nephew was visiting. My nephew that's 21. I always laugh and say he was my first baby because I was in college when he was born, and whenever I'd come home for breaks, and then when I moved back to Nashville, like I just, would pick him up and have him going around with me. He and his little sister would spend the night sometimes, and so I just love him. And so he was here to take care of some business, and he was able to spend the night with us a night or two and hang out with the boys, which they love him. And so it was just so nice to have him around. So
No, I love it. I'm glad you got a chance to see him. It's funny. He's 21. He's down here handling some business.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
What about you?
Yeah, pretty light. Well, it really wasn't a light week. It was a really heavy week, actually. So, to be honest, but just making a decision, a final decision. Most of you know, if you haven't known by now, you know that I have a dog, and she is almost 16, and she's just struggling a lot, and just making the decision of at-home hospice for her, at-home veterinary hospice care, and helping. It's just hard to make the decision of making sure that she, I'm doing the right thing, and that she doesn't have one more last kick left in her. So it was just a week to where just making that decision and talking to the vet and making that huge decision. So actually it's been a really, really long week. So
yeah, well, I'm so sorry. And I know some of you have seen Libby walking around in the background sometimes when we record. So, and Libby's just the sweetest dog.
She is. Let's get on.
Okay. We're not going to stay there. But certainly thinking of you as you have to navigate this difficult road.
Nope. Thanks.
Okay. So we're going to talk about how I learned the importance of New Year's resolutions. And I think actually New Year's is my favorite holiday.
Really?
Yes, I love it. I've always loved it. I've always loved, like when I was a kid, we always spent New Year's like at church, like at watch night service. But I always just felt like...
Wait, did you just say watch night service?
I did.
Explain, I think watch night service is a Southern... I really was going to say Southern Baptist, but maybe not. But explain to the viewers what that is.
So I wish I had prepared better, but basically this is a tradition in the Black church where you sit together and watch the new year roll in. It has some connections to slavery, as most things that Black people do have that connection, but I don't remember and I don't want to misquote it. But basically they sit in church and watch the new year roll in. And I think it was watching the emancipation, because I think it was signed to be in effect January 1st of I don't want to say it wrong, but anyway.
Okay.
But I think that's what it was. And so they watched until the new year rolled in and they were free. Okay. And so every year after that, they would gather in church and have watch night service. So that's what we would do.
Like literally, like my father's mother would do that, and nothing sound more just like a drag than doing that. Like somebody preaching, or like you're singing songs. To me, like I couldn't imagine like just sitting in a pew and it's not Sunday as a kid.
Okay, so I just looked it up and I was right. So the origin of watch night service dates back to December 31st, 1862, when formerly enslaved and free African Americans gathered in churches to await the Emancipation Proclamation.
Well, that sounds more important. Like, had I known that, then maybe, but...
But then it just evolved where you got together for December 31st to watch, you know, the next day come in.
Okay.
And so at church, like, I even didn't mind it even as a teenager. It was a very joyous celebration.
Oh.
Because you just think about it. You were on this earth for 365 days and you got to see another year. Mm-hmm. There are people who don't get that.
Oh, I totally agree, but I'd much rather be doing it, blowing like confetti out and playing games and that. I've never done it, so the thought of it just was not attractive.
Yeah, and so there are some superstitions, and we can talk about that too. That's not really where I was going to go with this.
Go.
No. We can talk about that too. There are some superstitions that I have around New Year's. Okay. Uh-oh. Number one, however you start your year is how it's going to be. So that was one of the things that's why we were in church, because like if you start your year in church, then you're going to take God with you for the rest of the year, versus like some of my mom would say, you don't start your year in the club because you're going to be in the club all year.
And that is so not true. I'm a testament.
But well, so I believe like we typically New Year's Eve we are with our family or friends, like people that we love, because I feel like if this sets the tone for the year. I want to be with people I love. So in church though, like I said, it would just be generally like very, very exuberant.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, you would have a sermon, but then it would be a lot of singing, a lot of excitement. You know, if the pastor was preaching too long and it was about to be midnight, he would stop for a second and be like, all right, y'all, we need to count down. You know, so it would just be
it was like a fun day.
Yeah, it was I didn't mind it.
Okay.
I wasn't out there in the world. So
there's the judgment.
I'm just kidding, guys, because there were times when I was out there in the world on New Year's Eve, but I was always with my friends.
I've seen you.
And people I love. So anyway, there have been two, like I've been treating New Year's as a reset. Mm-hmm. And so like even for the month of January, like I go off of social media, or I also participate in this 21-day manifesting challenge. I mentioned that a couple of other times. So I'm very intentional about setting the tone, because I really feel like that's important for you to start your year. And so there have been years where I have been very prescriptive about what I'm going to do that year. Like I used to have I would have a section for like resolutions for love, resolutions for health, resolutions for money, resolutions for travel, resolutions for work. And so then like I would check in like quarterly to see where I was. And then, you know, by the last quarter of the year, assessing how much progress I made toward those goals. And at times, like it was really helpful to focus on something, because I feel like you can never go wrong when you set an aim, because at least it lets you know a target, you know.
I agree.
But then there were times when I would look about halfway through the year and I'm like, I'm so far off track, and it would be a source of guilt or a source of like consternation, like, oh my gosh, I'm, you know, it's just kind of fretful, like I'm not where I said I was going to be. So then there have been years where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do any resolutions at all. And then I would look at the end of the year and just be like, I just felt like I was just wading in the water, don't know where, aimless. So that didn't feel good. Now that I've, for the past several years, been doing this manifesting challenge, that has really been helpful, where I kind of set a vision for my life, but understand that even if you have a vision, the steps can change.
Absolutely.
But if you have a vision, then any path you take can get you, not any path,
I'm with you.
But most paths can, if you're intentional, will get you to the vision. And so that's what I've done for the past, I would say probably 4 years. And that feels good to me now. And so I'll do that again this year. That'll be my strategy. And, we'll see where it ends up. I have a lot. And when I think about 2026, we're still in this school thing. And that's going to be a lot. That feels like it's about to take up, it's ramping up with writing dissertation and all those things. So that feels like a lot to me. Then I still have some career goals, but I have made room for God saying, hold on, just finish what you started first, and then we'll go to the next thing. So I'm really just, I'm wanting the boys to prosper and thrive. So this year, me and my husband will be celebrating 10 years of marriage.
Oh, way to go, Whiteside.
Yeah, so we're going to do something hopefully special to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary. And I'll be going out of the country for my schooling, and also hopefully we'll be able to bring my family along. So we got a few things, but I also want to be intentional about manifesting just what's going to happen for this year. So, yeah. What about you? Do you make resolutions?
I love it. I absolutely do. I am one of those. I will follow a resolution to it. Like it's kind of one of my defects and one of my. It's a pro and a con about my personality, but I've always had at least some sort of a resolution. And it used to, it would just be one thing that was big that could carry me through the year. Like, I want to be less self-centered. I want to focus on learning more about a different religion, or like one year I wanted to read the Quran. So it's usually one specific thing, and it's usually centered around learning to feel something that I'm curious about. Since 2019, well, it would have been going into 2020. So since 2020, I've actually started because when you said you had a resolution for love, resolution for health, I'm like, oh, that's too much. But I thought about it. And since 2020, I've actually done a physical vision board. And so at first I was thinking, I was like, as you were talking, I was like, well, it does hit family, hits personal, hits finances, if it hits career, it does hit all of those things. And I am here to tell you that I cannot think of a year where I physically completed the vision board where and I'm saying everything hasn't come to pass.
Yeah.
Like it almost makes me tear up how amazing that focus is, because I usually, it's not stuff that I take lightly. Like, I don't get a whole bunch of magazines and then just come up with stuff. I don't do that. I literally think about it first, and then think about how I want it to look. And so the way it is on my vision board is really the way I want it to look in a lot of ways. You know?
Part of the manifesting challenge, one of those days, is about creating your vision board, but I use it. Actually, I make it on Canva, and I've put photos on there. So I have it as my lock screen on my phone. And so every time I open my phone, I see it, like the things that I'm asking for or manifesting for that year. And if I look on there, a lot of it has happened. So, there's something to be said about, and this is not a Bible podcast, but I'm going to quote a scripture about writing the vision and making it plain. That's in the book of Habakkuk. So, there's something to be said for, writing down what it is that you want, or, even if it may be journaling, it may be vision boarding, it may be, just thinking about something. But if you have a vision and you write it down somewhere, make that mark. It's just so powerful. And that's why I love January 1st, because it's like a new year to start again and see what the possibilities are.
Yeah. And I think another thing that you said, in 1 year, I actually remember seeing it written on my vision board, and the word was nimble, because I usually have the word was just nimble. And I think sometimes I can get very just gung-ho, very narrow about things. And I think that the way in which my vision boards have always come to pass is because I've learned how to be nimble.
Yeah.
And I've learned how to pivot and then understand a new meaning of what that was on my vision board. And I think that clarity comes when number one, you take time to focus on it, like maybe a quarterly check-in on it. And when you give yourself, when you're kind of just kind to yourself and give yourself the opportunity to change. Yeah. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen if this doesn't look the way I drew it or the way I wrote it? Thinking through those things. So, I subscribe to it.
Cool. Well, okay. Before we go to the next segment, though, some of my superstitions about the new year is, number one, the first person who walks in your house on January 1 has to be a man. That's an old superstition. So, like, we'll call somebody, like, if they're coming over, okay, when you get outside, let me call me, because I don't want nobody else walking through this door.
Or what's going to happen?
I don't know. I don't want to.
Well, I'm going to tell you nothing, because all kinds of folks walk in this house. So I'm going to tell you right now, nothing. But
then we eat a meal that includes greens for money. Corn for, what is the corn for? I think it's for wealth.
I don't know the corn, but I know you got to have some peas.
Black eyed peas, obviously for luck. And then I think fish is also.
We don't do the fish.
Fish, I think, is also for luck. Anyway, it's a very prescriptive meal that you have for New Year's. All of this around, just hoping that. Oh, and something that my husband does, a tradition in his family, is rolling cabbage. Have you heard of that?
What, like rolling cabbage in what?
In the house. Like rolling it around the house for luck. And then whatever you roll, then like put a little bit on your, like putting some on your forehead. Like the dust
that the cabbage picks up?
I don't know.
I have a dog. I can only imagine dog hairs on that cabbage.
Yeah, that's gross.
And putting it, see, that's why. Anyway.
So people have all sorts of New Year's traditions.
Share some of your traditions with us.
Let us know how you're going to ring in the new year. So blessings and prosperity to you. Hopefully you're ringing in the new year with people that you love and care about, and that 2026 outshines 2025 by leaps and bounds.
Agreed. One day at a time.
Yep.
Go be great.
All right. So Will Be the Judge, this one, she signed it Midnight Muffin and Done. Yeah. Okay.
This
so she says
like breakfast, but no. At midnight.
All she said, every New Year's Eve, my group of girlfriends does the same thing. Sparkly outfits, overpriced dinner, and a photo shoot where everyone pretends they're not freezing after standing in the cold. She says, I love them, but honestly, I'm tired. I want to start the new year with peace, not noise. And this year, I'd rather just stay home and journal. But I'm worried if I skip, I'll hurt their feelings or seem like I'm too good for the tradition. Am I being selfish or finally being honest?
Of course, I'm going to start with Midnight Muffin and Done. So first off, I'm going to start with your being honest and selfish are not that they're not the same thing. So just because you're being honest does not mean you're being selfish. Just because you want to be by yourself does not mean you're being selfish. What I will consider is, number one, if you skip it this year, don't think you can get back into that rotation in 2027, okay? So I want to start with that. Don't think you can skip out this year and think you're going to get that invite in 2027, so think that part through. Number two, you can always suggest something yourself. Believe it or not, I don't know how old you are, but at this point in my life, there's nothing more attractive than having on some relaxing clothes, being in a safe space, someone's house, preferably, and with people you know. This is not a time for networking. I don't want to get to know folks that I don't know. It's just a good time to have a good time. So I will say, perhaps if you suggest something else, suggest the solution. And I have a feeling you have so many people jump in on that, but I would think through the tradition, like what started it, why, like what was the purpose for that photo shoot anyway, because it does sound very personal. And how would you think if all of a sudden you're not in one and maybe the next year somebody else isn't in one because they're not there anymore? So I just think through it, but ultimately your decision is yours, and making a decision for you does not make you selfish.
No, I think you're right about that. That making a decision for you doesn't make you selfish. I love the idea of like suggesting, hey, like why don't we have a girl sleepover? We can wear matching pajamas. We can, bring in the new year together at home on the couch. Like that sounds like a whole vibe to me.
Hey, get a photographer to come in and take our pictures.
Yes. So I think I would suggest that before you just say, hey, I'm not coming. Because you still, like we talked about earlier, you want to be around people that you love. I have never been alone on New Year's. And I think if I were, I'd be like crying.
Oh man, just call me.
I mean,
I don't want you crying.
I mean, like it's just not. This
I don't think I've ever been alone New Year's either, but I don't think I'd be crying.
I would not be okay being alone for New Year's. Because again, I just believe how you start the year is how you're gonna end the year. So I would be like, oh my gosh, what does this mean for my life? But
that it's gonna be peaceful, that you're gonna be focused,
that I'm gonna be crying,
that you're gonna be journaling, all that. So
if you suggest that and they're like, no, and if you and you just legitimately don't want to go, like. What Tamara said is true. You can never go wrong when you choose yourself and your peace. So if you want to like chill, like honor that, and you're setting the tone for the year that hey, I'm saying what I want this year,
and it might be no,
yeah,
but don't write back into us when you're left out of everything. Okay, when you don't get that invite anymore. Don't write back. I'm going to let you have it because I will remember this name, Midnight Muffin and Dunn. Dannelle will be nice to you.
I will be.
I'm just going to let you know this. You chose this. You chose it. Go ahead.
Choose yourself, but also, suggest something else. And if you decide, hey, I still don't want to go out because it's a hassle. Going out now, like I can't even tell you the last time.
Especially when it's cold and it's dark already. Ooh.
And then people want to be all up on you and stuff.
Yes.
And I can't tell you the last time I was in somewhere
you have to
like
repeat your name.
Yeah, you be hollering because the music
How do you know
loud.
Dannelle? Ooh, I don't know her.
Don't. Girl, no. So I understand, girl. I understand. So hope you have a happy new year, though. And that you still have your friends in it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be really, you make sure you journal. You're going to have something to journal about. Seeing their Facebook post and you're not in them.
Okay, Tamara. So against my better judgment, what did you do?
Oh my gosh. So I want everybody to zoom in. Yeah. You see this hair?
It looks good.
Thank you. That's not the story. So, hair is a process for me. So I've had long hair and I've had long hair through college. Only reason it was long is because my mom was so happy that I had long hair and she wouldn't let me get it cut.
How long was it?
Long. Oh, I've had long hair my entire life until really after law school because that's when I slowly started getting the bob and so most of, I guess 50-50 of my life, because I guess I'm at that age now. 50% of my life it's been long. The rest, it's been this.
I can't imagine you with long hair. I've never known you with anything but short hair.
All my life. I went to get, I got short hair, and when I had a stylist, and she did a fantastic job with my hair. I mean, she would do just a fantastic job. Well, every once in a while, and this is the thing with a lot of stylists, it's really hard to time it. It just is. It's like a doctor's office.
Time it in terms of your appointment?
When your appointment is. Okay. It's like a doctor's office. But so you expect like a window, if you will, 15, 20 minutes. Well, her windows just continue to get longer. 15, 20 minutes, all good. I can chop it up. I always have something to do, a book to read or work, what have you. Well, it was progressively getting longer. Like it'd go from 20 minutes and then all of a sudden we're at 30 minutes. Now I'm halfway mad by the time I get in that seat because 30 minutes, I could have been, by then you could have had that perm sitting on my hair. We could have rinsed it out,
You could have been done.
Well, yes. So this particular day, she said that she was on her way. I said, okay.
Oh, you were there and she wasn't there?
She was not there when I got there. She was on her way. And sometimes, people go pick up their kids. And usually that's still not an issue if you're still within that window, right? 20 minutes pass. She's still on her way. 30 minutes pass. She's still on her way. Now, I'm going to tell you when this is. This is a Thursday. I have court on a Friday. In Davidson County, motion day is on Friday. So I'm looking crazy. Like I went home, worked out real quick before the appointment because I wanted to get my workout done. So I'm looking crazy. 45 minutes pass. She's not there. I went home and I decided immediately. I started looking up stuff on my phone. I mean, I was moving with this thumb, just looking. I said, I'm going to do the big chop. And for those of you who do not know, this was about the year that I met you because I think Catherine, was I natural when we first met? Do you remember? I think I was.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I decided to do the big chop. And for those of you who don't know, the big chop is when you just go and you just get all your hair cut off. Okay. You do not know, trust me, you need to feel like your head, like you do not know what's under that hair. God made hair for a reason for some of us. So this was on a whim. It was based on, I did not plan it. It was solely based on me being upset with this woman being late and progressively a little more and more late all the time. So I went to B's Barbershop off Jefferson Street. I think he's still there. I'd be shocked if he wasn't because he was fantastic. And he cut all of my hair off.
How much?
All of it. Like
you
at
had
that
a
time,
fade?
At that time I was short. No, I had a flat out, India.Arie, the way she looked when she did the I'm Not My Hair, except she was flat out bald. Think about some little stubble.
Oh
like,
gosh.
I mean, like wave cap wearing. I mean, I had to wear big like these earrings. You probably can't tell. Like these earrings, I had to wear huge earrings all the time. I had to wear dresses and skirts all the time.
Or you just wanted to so you could make sure you look feminine.
Had to, because I look straight up like Sinead O'Connor. I don't know. I look rough. I look straight up like a dude. So it was not my best look until it grew to a certain stage to where it really looked good. So for about 3 or 4 months, I rocked it because it really looked good. And then finally, I'm like, okay, I want to see my curl pattern. And so I had a nice curl pattern until I didn't. And my hair could not get over that hump. Like it at a very short level, it had a really good curl pattern. I thought I was going to be lucky. And then it just turned into straight up Angela Davis. Like there was no in between. So in order to look what I thought halfway decent, I had to have this shorter haircut. And for me and my features, I thought it made me look like a boy. And I just thought, because sometimes I wear gender neutral type clothing. I tend to wear just clothes that frankly anybody could wear. For those of you who don't know what gender neutral clothings are. So when you do that coupled with this hair, girl, it just wore me out. So I did it for about 3 years, and I don't know. And the reason it was against my better judgment is I just don't know why I put myself through that. It was not for me. I love hair crack. I love that perm on my hair. I love when Kendra says, "Is it burning?" and she rinses it out. I love getting it lined up in those scissors. I love that spray sheen that she puts on it. I love those crunchy curls when she curls with that flat iron and gets this. I like this ta-da. I love it. So against my better judgment, I put myself through it, but I definitely have a story to tell about it. So
I can't believe you just went and had your haircut because your beautician was 45 minutes late. Like, you should have just found another beautician.
I will make a decision in a minute.
You will, because child, what?
I do not tarry with decisions. Like,
oh my gosh.
I will make a decision in a minute, because that's the other thing. I started thinking, like, it is just hair. Like, I started going through this. It is just hair. We'll prove it. Oh, I proved it to I will make a bad bet with myself. And boy, did I lose it. I lost that one, but.
Well, I did the big chop too, but I planned it.
You did the big chop? I can't even imagine.
Yeah, but it was when I was in law school. So we didn't know each other then.
So how did you wear your hair?
Actually, you might have known me when it was on the shorter. You definitely knew me when it was on the shorter side. But I used to wear it curly. So I was working out in law school. I work out every single morning, and I had a perm, and it was just like, I sweated my head so bad.
Me too.
So like once it got wet, it was like nothing. I could not style it. Only thing I could just do was wear it back in a ponytail. So I started just like letting it grow out, because I was like, let me just see what my natural hair looks like, because I don't remember seeing this, how long I'd had a perm. So I started to see it and it had like a little curl to it. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna just keep letting it grow out. And so then I did that for probably about 2 years, and it got to the point where it was like very clearly this curly part, and then the rest of it straight, and it just wasn't looking right. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cut it. And so my beautician cut it, and it was so cute. It was nice little cute.
Oh, you're a beautician,
style.
so you didn't have like clippers.
No,
Oh.
no.
I have a nice head.
My head is round.
You have a circle head.
Yeah.
I'm more oval.
So don't know. But I still love the shortcut. But I just like having hair, so I don't see myself.
You act like I don't have hair.
No. I'm just saying, like, I like having hair.
Look at that picture over there. See me and my grandmother? That was my stuff. Straight up hot mess. That laugh. I have feelings, you know.
I mean, I think with a little product, it could have been, something.
It couldn't. So anyway.
But like I said, I just like having hair. So I just since then, I just let it grow out, and
it works.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
It's fine for me.
It's a good look.
And your short hair is really cute on you. So
thank you.
Okay. Well, what are we taking away from today?
Oh, wow. Today's a lot. I think one theme that continues to come up no matter no matter what we talk about, is just intentionality and just a plan and a process. So I just say, think through, I love the statement you made about January 1st being a reset. I really like that. I guess I thought of it like that without putting words to it. I really like that concept and that idea. So.
Yeah, and it is a reset. It's a time for you to just look at your life, and if it's where you want to be, how you can continue to stay in that space. If it's not where you want to be, what steps can you take to improve it? It's never too late to make your life be what you want it to be. And January 1st, is no time like the present. So, you don't put these unreasonable resolutions on yourself. If you have never worked out a day in your life and all of a sudden you're going to work out 5 days a week, let's be realistic here. But
it's possible.
It is, but be real with yourself. So, but like I said, just take inventory of yourself and where you are, where you want to be, and just, start planning for that and putting things in place to do that. So,
and also, if you plan, you don't have to make knee-jerk decisions on the fly and cut off all your hair. So, Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, my friend.
Thanks. Happy New Year, Dannelle.
Yes. And if you want us to answer your questions in our Will Be the Judge segment, please send us an email at againstmybetterjudgmentpod@gmail.com, or send us a DM on Facebook or Instagram at againstmybetterjudgmentpod.
And hey, we're looking forward to the 5 stars. This has been a great start to a new year. So keep us 5-star chicks.
Yep. And we will see you
in 2026.
Have
All right.
a good one.
Bye, y'all.